Island, Poetry and History of Chinese Immigrants on Angel Island, 1910 to 1940, is a collection of poems and oral accounts that illuminate the experiences of Chinese immigrants detained at the United States Immigration Services Facility on Angel Island, situated in the San Francisco Bay. Edited by Him Mark Lai, Genny Lim, and Judy Yung, this anthology made its initial appearance in 1980 through the History of Chinese Detained on Island project and was subsequently reissued by the University of Washington Press. The poems featured in this collection are the artistic expressions of anonymous Chinese detainees who etched their innermost thoughts in their native language onto the walls of the barracks. The oral histories within the book offer a diverse array of first-hand narratives from survivors who endured the trials of Angel Island, delivering compelling personal accounts of their periods of confinement. Island holds a sweeping narrative that bears witness to a dark and troubling chapter in American history. It serves as a poignant reminder of the imperative need to recognize our shared humanity and extend a welcoming hand to those who arrive seeking refuge, just as we would for ourselves. The volume begins with a comprehensive introduction that delves into the origins of Angel Island. The Chinese Exclusion Act of 1882 marked a significant milestone, prohibiting the immigration of Chinese laborers to the United States. This legislation culminated from a rising tide of anti-Chinese sentiment and the gradual enactment of anti-Chinese laws, a trend that had been building since the arrival of the first Chinese immigrants during the California Gold Rush. On January 21, 1910, the Angel Island Station opened its doors, becoming the primary port of entry for approximately 175,000 Chinese immigrants over the next 3 decades. The majority of these immigrants were laborers, and many were detained on the island. Some detainees remained for only a few weeks, while others endured up to 6 months of confinement. In exceptional cases, immigration authorities extended detention periods to as long as 2 years. Angel Island typically held between 200 to 300 men and 30 to 50 women, with immigration officials striving to maintain full capacity at all times. Among the detainees at Angel Island, there was a mix of newcomers to the United States and individuals who had been returned to the island due to questionable immigration documents. Some detainees awaited deportation back to China, and the authorities also held Mexican and Cuban deportees on the island. As they faced uncertainty, awaiting either their voyage home or the verdict on their deportation appeals, many prisoners turned to Chinese verse to convey their hopes, dreams, indignation, disappointment, despair, and depression. These budding poets primarily hailed from the Pearl River Delta in Guangdong Province, and they inscribed their words on the barracks walls using ink, which was later covered with paint. However, a few etched their verses into the wood. Scholars have since uncovered and documented over 135 poems from the walls of Angel Island. These poets drew inspiration not only from classical Chinese writers but also from one another, allowing them to forge distinctive voices and unique styles. None of these poets were formally trained writers, which perhaps explains why their words resonate across time. They were ordinary individuals caught in the midst of extraordinary circumstances. Their plaintive verses address enduring human desires for comfort, understanding, and a sense of community. One writer reflects on their arrival at Angel Island, lamenting, "I heard I was forbidden to land. I could do nothing but frown and feel angry at heaven." Others express their frustrations more directly, with one stating, "Heartless white devils, sadness and anger fill my heart." Another issues a resolute call to action, urging, "I leave word with you gentlemen that you should all endeavor together. Do not forget the national humiliations, arouse yourselves to be heroic." In this instance, it remains ambiguous whether the writer is urging their fellow detainees to exhibit heroism during their captivity or imploring their American captors to display heroism by opposing the inhumanity of the law. The intention is not entirely clear, but the wisdom within the words transcends the boundaries of prisoner and jailer, offering insight to all. Island features testimonies from 39 detainees who were held at the Angel Island Station. Interestingly, even when voluntarily participating in this record, they all sought anonymity, still haunted by the fear of potential repercussions and eager to leave a painful past behind. The stories and poems, drawn from the barracks walls, are presented in a loose chronological order within the book. They begin with the immigrants' voyages to America, followed by their detention on the island, accounts of life within the facility, reflections on Westerners, and, finally, narratives of deportees and transients. The text is accompanied by numerous photographs that provide a more vivid portrayal of Angel Island and its regrettable history. This volume offers all the poems in both English and Chinese, serving as a powerful reminder of the lessons that still require learning. As George Santayana aptly stated, those who do not learn history are doomed to repeat it. With the story of Angel Island and the Chinese Exclusion Act often absent from many history curricula, it is no surprise that anti-immigrant sentiments persist in the United States. Island serves as a reminder to examine our shared past, even the uncomfortable aspects, and glean knowledge from them. In the words of the editors, these poems are a mirror that reflects an image of the past. Let us collectively scrutinize that image and contemplate its significance. I hope you enjoyed this video. Leave a like if you did and be sure to subscribe. Thank you.